All right, we got South Dakota State this week here at the Ice Castle. Should be a great game. Both teams are got a lot to play for. Coach Stiegelmeyer really has his team playing well. I've seen a significant improvement the last few weeks in their play. Very balanced offense. Austin Sumner's got a strong arm. He's got a group of about 4 or 5 receivers that he likes to get the ball to. And then obviously in the backfield, he's got Zach Zenner, who's a very good player. We're familiar with him. And then on the defensive side of the ball, once again, Coach Stiegelmeyer's got those guys playing at a high level. Things that stand out are they got 17 interceptions on the year, playing well there, and just a tough physical group up front. And once again, they're playing good on special teams. So we'll have obviously a exciting game again here on Saturday, and look forward to it.
Update on Kurt's?
Kurt is expected to play. He came in Sunday and said he felt better than he did all last week. So that's encouraging. We feel good about that. Obviously, when Kurt Hess is your quarterback, it'll be senior day. All of our seniors will get recognized there after the pregame warm-up. They'll meet their parents at midfield and be introduced. So I'm sure it'll be an emotional time for them, but they'll be excited. And those are a good group of kids there. When you look at them, start looking through their names and what they've brought to the table and those kind of things.
What about Dante? Is he out?
Dante is more than likely to be out, at least for this week. So, he had a shoulder injury there, and you guys are all aware of that, and unfortunate thing. But, I was encouraged by some things that Dante did when he came in, and, he's a guy that's got some talent, so we feel good about that.
You said on the conference call separated. Is that accurate?
Mm-hmm.
And what about Childs?
Julius Childs will be questionable for Saturday. And who was the other?
Delicia.
Don Delicia will be fine.
Will Kurt be limited?
No, that's kind of why we're in a difficult situation last week. The first drive, obviously, we went 80 yards for a score. Second series, had a little bit of pressure, had to run around a little bit, and at the advice of the trainer and Kurt, came to the conclusion it was probably in our best interest to sit him down. And he kind of felt better a little bit later on, but we know we had a lot more football games to go, and had to do what was in the best interest of the player first of all and foremost, and obviously the program. But he feels great, so that's a good thing.
Do you give Tanner more reps just in case?
Oh yeah, we'll have Tanner obviously ready to play. So he'll get that number 2 spot in there, get some reps there, and Nick Wargo, get those guys some more reps. But Tanner stepped in for a guy that doesn't get a lot of reps through a touchdown pass. I'm sure he'd like to have a couple plays back, but he did some good things, and you saw he's got an arm on him, got some arm strength, so he can move around.
Eric, is this a playoff game?
Yeah, I think this is going to be another situation where we're playing another good team. It's going to be a playoff type atmosphere. Obviously, we all know what's at stake, and from going all the way back to August, or if you really want to go back to January, we had said that we had kind of wanted to be in control of our own destiny, and we know that if we take care of business, we'll be in control of our destiny.
Is this conference? There was talk back in August, maybe 4 teams getting in. Will 3 teams, in your opinion, get in?
You know what? Trevor Parks or Ron Strollo, or those guys that probably have a better idea of the mechanics. I really don't have a good grasp of what goes on in those meetings, what's factored in. There's a lot of other factors, but I still maintain the fact that we are the number 1 rated conference. And that's well documented, and to not think that 3 teams would not get in would be kind of like the SEC conference, only taking the top 4 bowl eligible teams instead of 8. It's a very similar situation. So, but those are things that you can waste a lot of time thinking about and worrying about, and we don't talk about them to our team. We talk about our preparation, being in the present moment, handling the things that we can control, and that's how we play on Saturday. And I like the way we came out and played on Saturday as far as our focus and our effort and our attention to detail, and we'll need that same kind of effort the rest of the way through this thing.
They've kind of had your number, and the last win was 2007.
Yeah, 2007, that was a long time ago, wasn't it? Well, I don't even know where I was in 2007. I think I was in Illinois maybe. But, you know, it's a situation where we've had a couple games that have been unique, I guess you would say. But, you know, every year's a new year, and we're excited about having the opportunity to play them here at our place.
Can you talk about Sumner and the running back center? I mean, it seems to be...
Well, Austin's got a strong arm, you know. I think that's the first thing that stands out. He can whip it in there, and he's not afraid to throw it in there. Even if a guy looks like he's covered, he will throw the ball in there. And then Zenner, obviously, he's kind of been the face of the Missouri Valley as far as running backs goes. You got to figure the last 2-3 years. You know, him and Jermaine Cook was a guy that kind of shared that a couple years ago. But he's an impressive kid and works hard and plays hard, and you know, he's what you want in a running back.
Is he 100% from what you can see? Because I know he was talking about him being banged up earlier.
Well, I think as a running back, you know, and that's something that you see a lot in pro football. You hear a lot of pro scouts talk about it. You only have so many hits on your body, you know, and that's why a lot of those guys, when they retire from the NFL, their bodies are shot. And, you know, it's a case where I'd have to look how many carries has he had in his career, you know, and there's a lot of wear and tear on you as a running back. And that was one of the attractive things I remember when the scouts would come in and see Rashard Mendenhall at the Steelers is he didn't play a lot other than his junior year there. He had limited carries, so that was attractive as far as his body and his durability. But those guys, they're battering rams, you know. A lot of times you think of a running back as a guy that's really fast and he's always running free. But those guys take a lot of shots, and when they're involved in pass protection, sometimes they're blocking linebackers that got a 4 or 5 yard start on them. They're blocking defensive ends sometimes. So there's a lot of wear and tear on that position. Big time collisions, you know, much like a linebacker.
With Kurt's status, do you kind of take it easy, or is he full go in practice? Or how
No, I mean, we're not going to obviously do anything different than we ever have. And that's really probably the major reason we kept him out of the game, is we wanted him to be able to be at full strength. Maybe could have gambled and left him in, but then you'd risk a chance of any type of mobility issues, and Kurt's obviously a guy who can run, and we like when he runs.
Has this team taken in the magnitude of this game and accepted it?
Oh yeah, I mean their focus on Monday was razor sharp. They know it's a state, and they want to play. You know, they're excited for this opportunity, and we set out to make a run at getting in the playoffs. I mean, that's one of our goals, obviously, and that's something that they want. There's a group of seniors in that room that got their arms around this team, that they're gonna embrace this opportunity.
South Dakota State started fast, had a little stumble. What do you attribute them being able to win 4 of their last 5?
I would say, I think defensively, I've seen a significant difference in the last 3 or 4 games. They've consistently been able to create turnovers. They've had some interceptions for touchdowns on the year. Made a couple plays here and there in the special teams game. But, I've seen improvement in their defense, and that's something that, shows up on film. I mean, last week they held South Dakota to 59 yards rushing on 25 carries, and that's a pretty good day's work there. So they had some success there. South Dakota had the ball 6 times in South Dakota State's territory and came away with 0. So that's a pretty good day's work there.
Eric, how much would a win mean for the team, yourself, and the program?
Well, I mean, I think it's something that we all want, something we aspire to have, But getting back to where we are, there's a lot of things that we want, and you can't get caught up in Saturday right now. you know, it's about today's preparation and what we do. I mean, you're sitting here today, you're number 2 in the conference, you got 2 conference losses, and you got a team coming in here that wants to beat you right here at your home place and get the nod. So, you know, it doesn't get any better than that, and, you know, focus on getting better today and fundamentals and doing the things we asked you to do. But it's an exciting environment to be in to have this opportunity.